You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, guys, we knew a month ago that this day would be coming where ESPN, the worldwide leader in woke, who used to be the worldwide leader in sports, are going to be making some massive cuts. Now, the Walt Disney Company, under Bob Iger, they said that they were going to lay off 7,000 people across the company to free up $5.5 billion. Disney is a failing brand, and ESPN is under that brand. ESPN has not made a profit for the Walt Disney Company in over a decade, if not longer. I mean, when you actually do look at your cable bill and you see the cost of it, you can probably guess that somewhere around $15 to $20 of that bill is actually ESPN. That is the reason why, guys, I don't have cable. It is super duper expensive. And also, by the way, ESPN and their wokeness, they don't represent my values. They just don't. And I'm mainly talking about, the sports shows, not necessarily the games themselves. Now, if you watch Monday Night Football, hey, it's Monday Night Football, but it's the propaganda shows out there. But even on some live sports, they decide to get woke. Remember, they went after Ron DeSantis in Florida during I believe it was a women's basketball game, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was Elle Duncan that was actually on there. And they were talking about standing with the trans community and all this other stuff because Disney, ESPN, they're pretty much pro-grooming children. They want sex changes for children. This is crazy stuff, folks, that if you would have told anybody this stuff 15 years ago, they would have thought you were crazy. ESPN has definitely went down a path where they have self-destructed. And allegedly, some big names are actually going to be falling. Stephen A. Smith said it could be him. I highly doubt it's him, but let's be real. If Disney wants to save money, he's the highest paid person at $13 million a year. But I don't think he's going to go. He is their biggest name. It could be people like Elle Duncan. It could be somebody like Sage Steele that's been openly critical of ESPN. I would not be surprised. But look here on Front Office Sports. The antagonizing wait is almost over. The Walt Disney Company's ESPN could order sweeping layoffs as early as next week, according to CNBC. The long-awaited job cuts will impact both on-air talent and management at ESPN's corporate campus in Bristol, Connecticut, reported CNBC's Alex Sherman. The downsizing is expected before Disney reports earnings on May 10th. Yeah, a lot of people, I believe, are in big trouble over there at ESPN. The painful round of pink slips has been expected at ESPN since returning Disney Chief Executive Officer Bob Iger vowed to slash 7,000 jobs and $5.5 billion in costs. Stephen A. Smith, one of ESPN's highest paid talents, with an annual salary of $13 million a year, warned painful cuts were coming a month ago. Yes, he did. And he said it could be him. As Smith sadly predicted, the situation could be coming to a head. Timing is everything. According to sources, the most vulnerable on-air talents are those with expiring contracts or only a year left on their deals. ESPN could buy out some deals and not renew others. Quote, "This is really going to impact people with expiring contracts," warned one source. ESPN is increasingly adopting a take-it-or-leave-it negotiating posture, said sources. Some talents may be offered as much as a 50% pay cut. I believe when Trey Wingo was let go, I believe that they had offered him something like a 60% pay cut. We actually did a video on that, but I don't remember exactly. According to Andrew Marchand of the New York Post, quote, I don't think they're going to go to some other people who make big numbers and say, well, you can stay, but we're going to cut you in half. He said on his sports media podcast, people are going to have decisions to make on that. They might end up just leaving and getting paid their full contract. In a memo to Disney employees, Iger said Disney's job cuts would come in 3 waves. The first wave broke last month, impacting its metaverse strategies unit and Beijing office. A second round of cuts could come in April, wrote Iger, which is now. The third and final round would hit before summer, he added. Quote, the difficult reality of many colleagues and friends leaving Disney is not something we take lightly, close quote, wrote Iger. Unfortunately, layoffs are nothing new at ESPN as the cable giant, let me get rid of that, battles the twin challenges of cord cutting and rising sports rights fees. ESPN cut 300 jobs and let another 200 positions go unfilled in 2020. It shed 250 employees in 2 waves 3 years before that, including on-air talents like Trent Dilfer and Danny Kanell. And in 2015, ESPN ordered the first layoffs in its history, dropping 300 employees. So you can see, guys, the last 8 years at ESPN, it has been nothing but laying off people. And by the way, NBA contract is coming up again. Look at this. This is a difficult moment for Disney and ESPN. The cutbacks come as the worldwide leader in sports prepares to defend its 21-year business relationship with the NBA. They are all in bed with the NBA, and guess what? It's not getting cheaper. The NBA will be seeking a combined $50 to $75 billion for its next long-term cycle of media rights. And guys, the NBA is a dying brand. The viewership declining. Nobody's watching the NBA finals, guys. But however, the cost to ESPN to keep the NBA, massive. I mean, we'll have to see what happens, man. What heads do you think will roll over that ESPN? I mean, it could be, I don't know, Sage Steele's contract. When did Stephen A. actually sign his contract? I don't think he's going to get laid off, but I don't know how many years he actually has left. But last time we actually did a video on this, we did hear that that it would be some big names, people that you know. So here we go. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be near the end of next week. You know, probably a week from today. Today's Thursday. And they're probably going to say, hey, you got to go. Pack your bags. Unfortunate to the hardworking people over there, you know, but to the people that went out there, destroyed the brand, decided to alienate people that actually like ESPN at one time, yeah, you did it to yourself. This is all a classic case of getting woke and going broke. And we know that the cost of cable also plays a factor, and that cost keeps going up and up and up. Even if you actually have YouTube TV in 2018, I believe, used to be $35. Now it's $73 a month. Think about that. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.